Okay, so the new crosshair settings is a very nice setting to have for various characters, and today I'll be showing you the customization and the very reason
Only through conflict do
why I
we
should use
evolve.
this. So first of all, we have our OG circle crosshair, the most precise at a point of at a point in time. This thing was the best crosshair to use in terms of pinpoint accuracy, but now that we have this very new crosshair saying, let's take Ana for example, we can switch around the basic crosshair circle and crosshairs dot. But if we take a look at the new crosshair settings, we can change up the center gap, we can change the opacity, and we could change the thickness. Now the dot cannot be changed at all. It cannot. It is the standard. It is the very standard crosshair, and you can change the dot a bit, and you can kind of make it super thin and stuff like that. But overall, that's the dot. The dot is our OG crosshair, and that's our crosshair now. Now for hit scan characters, the dot could also
Justice
work
ain't gonna
many
dispense with
wonders.
terror.
But ever since this very new setting, which allows me to change my crosshairs up, we're going to take a look at McCree. Now, all these hit scan characters are needed for having a really good crosshairs. If you don't have good crosshairs for them, it's not going to be fun. So our standard crosshairs for McCree is this one right here. So that's the new crosshair. It allows you to track. It does a lot. It does a pretty good amount of significance to you. But if we're going to change around the settings a bit, we're going to change around the thickness and all that. So obviously we do not need to show accuracy because McCree doesn't have accuracy. We're going to change the thickness to very thin. Now this is going to allow me to really focus on the target, and having the focus with McCree is very nice. So of course we're going to take our crosshair link and go down about a 10. As long as we can focus, we need a focusing crosshair. So the center gap. Now we're going to reduce the dot size to that, and we're going to take our center gap back down to a 15. As you can see, this allows our crosshairs to be super precise, and this can help your accuracy out in various ways.
All in a day's work.
Crosshairs are some of your biggest issues when it comes to aiming, and without them, you're just left in the dark. So having these small, precise crosshairs is nice, but this is only for people who have pretty good experience with aiming.
I knew.
So if you don't have good experience with aiming, then you're not going to have a good time. So that's the crosshairs for McCree. You can go back on the video and look at that. They're very nice crosshairs. They're standard, kind of very thin dot, so you don't have to worry about missing your shots. This is a very accurate crosshair that gives you very nice rewards. Now, to our surprise, we're going to Widow next, and Widow is another hit scan character that takes a lot of aiming. If you can't use her, then you can't. You're not gonna have a good time. So these are the crosshairs I picked for Widow. I'll show you the settings right now. And she's a difficult one at that. So we have 2 thickness. We can go down to 1, makes it more precise. So the crosshair length is going to be 15, the center gap is 25, opacity is 85, and the dot size is 6. You can always reduce the dot size to your liking. So we're gonna try out 5. It's a little square, but as you can see, this is a very precise crosshair for a Widowmaker. It allows you to track, it allows you to snap on, it allows you to work wonders with Widow. So, I mean, that's all I can really say about Widow. This is a nice crosshair for tracking. It's a nice crosshair for just being good. And this it just allows you to track, aim, and be snappy all at the same time, and that's what Widow is. It's meant for tracking. You can be snappy with it. It's the perfect sight for Widow. A lot of I saw one YouTuber put like these giant ass, ugly ass crosshairs on them, and this is the best crosshair to work with. This is the best one because as long as you get your general area of the target, you can snap and get them. It's that simple. If you're really bad at tracking, then go ahead and widen your crosshairs out and make them bigger, because if you need help with tracking, then go ahead and use those. But I don't need help with tracking. My tracking is kind of good in this game. So just to let you know, you would increase your crosshair length by a large margin. Then you would increase your thickness by a good margin. The right number would be about 4 to 5, maybe 6. And then you're going to decrease your center gap to a very precise level, and this is what it's going to end up looking like. And it's a very ugly crosshair. It is very ugly, but it allows you to track your target really well. But it doesn't, I don't like it that much. It's not as precise for me. I don't like it. I'm so used to the old Widow where I could just snap on, and I used the dot with it for a while. So I do not need these crosshairs at all. So for snipers, snappy snipers, you want to use those crosshairs. Even Ana, for example. Ana is a very special sniper. Projectile, hit scan, everything you want, everything you need. So yeah, I'm gonna go back down to our OG crosshair length. As tight as possible.
Target down.
I think this is my old crosshair. I can just look back on the video, but yeah, this is basically the type of crosshair that I would prefer for Widow. It allows me to snap. It allows me to. It allows me to snap. It allows me to track, and it does me just perfectly fine. So that's it for Widow. Let's take a look at Hanzo, a very special character. He's a very projectile-like character. I like basic. I like the basic crosshairs. It allows me to track. It allows me to do all sorts of stuff. But yeah. So, if you really do want to switch your crosshairs around, I suggest customizing his default. His default is the best. It is the best for him. It does me nothing but wonders just using this crosshair, because it shows me the length. It's very precise. It has tracking. There's no need to change the crosshair for Hanzo, but if you need to, then go ahead and change it. But I know one friend used the dot, one person used the basics. I love using the basics, and everything about Hanzo's crosshair is perfect for him, in my opinion.
Double kill. Triple kill. Again. And again.
Damn it, I'm really bad. But yeah. That's all that for Hanzo. He's very, very specific. Okay. So, now, let's take a look at Ana. Ana is special.
Never stop fighting for what you
I like
believe.
using dot. But honestly, I've not been having as much fun. With snappier targets, I love using Ana as a sniper. I don't use her projectiles. I don't use any of that. I only use her hit scan. The only thing that's projectile that I use is the grenade and sleep dart, which is very generic. So first of all, you want to have a very bright color, because if you do not have a bright color, it is not going to be fun for you. So thickness 2, crosshair length, you want to have a good decent crosshair length. Kind of like Widowmakers, honestly. The center gap, you want to decrease down to 20. That's 5 less than Widowmaker. The opacity, you want to increase the opacity as much as possible. It's going to make it clear to see. The dot size, you want to increase the dot size down to 4. As you can see, it makes these crosshairs nice and bright, and it allows me to snap.
It will only hurt for a minute. Feeling sleepy?
But yeah, it allows me to snap. Now, of course, you always want a bright crosshair. Now, this crosshair is meant for a long range. If you're a projectile Ana, I suggest using more of a tracking crosshair. I don't play projectile heroes, I play hit scan. The only projectile hero I play is Lucio. I don't even use his gun to kill people. I use it to warn people off. Don't fuck with me. But, yeah. So, as you can see, at a decently long range, this crosshair allows you to gain really good follow-up shots, really good damage,
Lights out.
and it's overall one of the best crosshairs for Ana to use. It's very thin, very accurate, and allows me to heal up my team.
You're going to be okay.
So as you can see, it allows me to snap onto my teammates to heal them quicker.
Go. I'll keep you healed.
But yeah, overall, great crosshair for Ana. So that's pretty much it. I mean, for Lucio, there's nothing I could really do. I mean, honestly, the dot crosshair is good. I already learned his projectile speed, so I don't need to learn that much. So overall, that's just me. Now, you could go circle and crosshairs, which provide this amazing circle and crosshairs, which allows you to track at a distance. But as you can see, it's not too accurate. It's not too accurate. So basic dot is great. Although, if you do want to change it up, this is what I recommend for you. So, you always want to keep a good crosshair. One that can match your character too, if you feel like it. The crosshair length needs to be the basic size. You need to track your targets down with it. The center gap needs to be precise. Even though you're trying to track, you also want to be precise at a closer range. And the dot size, make it even more precise. As you can see, I can go on the move.
You feel that? Get back. That was the sound of science.
The sound of science. But yeah, overall, Lucio's great. His crosshair, the dot, already fits him well enough to where I don't need to really tell you guys what to do. But this crosshair works decently well when it comes to wall riding. Once again, this is a tracking crosshair, so it's meant for tracking at longer distance and being precise at a closer range. You're not supposed to be super accurate with Lucio. But this also can give you a nice little booping. So this one can give you a nice booping crosshair too. So all around, stay with the dot or go with this one. That's it.
Ooh, you hear that? Check this out.
So that's pretty much it for my heroes. Bastion, you can kind of play around Bastion. I haven't really found a good crosshair for him yet. Genji, once again, every projectile hero is the same, so there's no point of really changing them. Unless it's like a Doomfist, and you need to get that spread down for the shotgun, but I don't play Doomfist. I don't like Doomfist. Soldier 76. This boss, he's really good.
Double.
and the dot really rewards him. But if you want to play around with him and you want to have some fun with his reticles, I recommend the circle and crosshairs, because what this can do is it allows me to have bloom show my accuracy. But we obviously don't want too much bloom, so changing this up, you obviously want a good one that can match him and all that. So having a good crosshair thickness is nice. The crosshair length, honestly, the crosshair length doesn't even need to be a crosshair, just the circle. Now, crosshair length can honestly, I would say go to 10 crosshair length. This will allow you to kind of get more focus on the enemy, and the circle, which in my opinion doesn't even need to be that big, but overall this is what it will look like in the end result, and it's a very good crosshair, and it shows the range at a distance, so you always want to keep that person up close, stuff like that.
Double kill. Double kill. Triple kill.
I've got you in my
So, yeah.
sights.
Overall,
Tag 'em in battle.
that's all I need
Double kill.
right here is this crosshair. So sorry for the long video. I just wanted to make a video on this. Play around with your crosshairs. It's kind of just, even if they're ugly, as long as it kind of suits you. And once you learn, you can go into more of the more smoother looking sights, which will allow you to get more precise aim. But in the beginning, you always want to have a good noob's kind of crosshair. If you don't have a good noob's crosshair,
Double kill.
then you're not going to have a good time in Overwatch. That's simple. Because hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Please leave a like, possibly subscribe. It would make my day. Peace out.